Pizza time! It's Return to Castle Wolfen Brutal. I keep wanting to say Return to Wolfenstein. Return to Wolfenstein. Now see, that was actually the Russian equivalent. Return to Wolfenstein. God damn it. See, that's the only problem with some of these levels, is you fucking spawn, like, right in the middle of the enemy. And if you don't have a weapon that actually, you know, has ammo for it, you will be shot immediately. This game, though, every time I play it, I like it more and more. Even though I sometimes will just listen to, well, sometimes, a lot of times just listen to podcasts while playing it. Because it is very different from Brutal Doom. It's got all the Brutal Doom goodness, but with actual gunplay. Because, like, sometimes you don't want to shoot a monster, sometimes you want to shoot other enemies that, you know, can actually shoot back accurately. And these guys can shoot back accurately. And they got a good spread of weaponry as well, you know. Sometimes they'll have a K98K that will just shoot the shit out of you. Sometimes they will, of course, have MP40s, which still shoot the shit out of you, but not quite as bad. And we've got 3 health. Should I save? Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's why I immediately lost my arm when I stuck my head out. See, this is where it's kind of difficult, because you got to just barely... I like how I shoot him in the chest and his leg flies off. I'm not really sure how accurate that is to real life. I think there might be some chicken dinner. No, there is some chicken dinner somewhere on this level, as you would expect. I don't think there's any in there, but we're going to go in there anyway. Okay, let's just poke the head out, shoot him. I thought there was a guy over there. That's one problem with this game, though, and this is a problem with Doom in general, is those fucking doors always like to fold up automatically, and so like you try to get to cover, and shit! And like the door's shut, and you're just fucking, you're done. You know, you are literally perforated with bullet, like I keep getting now. Damn it! Fuck, got him. Okay, there is a guy over here. Let's reload with the stripper clips. And see, that's one of the problems. Like you open a door, and there's a whole massive room behind there. None of the level designs in Wolfenstein 3D ever made any sense. They make even less sense here. It's like, how massive must this place be? But then again, you know, this might seem a bit... Really? God damn it. Toss the fucking grenade! I think we got him. I think they're all dead. Okay, good. The grenades in this game do work pretty well. But then again, this is using the same kind of grenade toss system from Brutal Doom. I like grenades. And like in real life, grenades are very useful for infantry combat. God damn it! Okay, I'll fucking take out the MP40 and just try to riddle them all with bullets and toss a grenade. Fuck! And see, these guys are aggressive. They will fucking charge out and fucking rip you to fuck. Rip you to fuck, ladies and gentlemen. That's when you know I'm getting frustrated with the game. But, let's see, where was I? We were talking about pizzas. That's the thing about any of that stuff, because, like, food at finding good food at a restaurant is not an easy prospect at times. It also varies on the restaurant. Sometimes you can get really cheap food at a certain restaurant that'll be better than a more expensive place. Like, most importantly, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. If you want cheap pizza, you actually have access to a Sam's Club. The Sam's Club pizza is absolutely excellent all around, and it's only like $2. Like, it is super cheap. And it's of pretty good quality. Like, it is of perhaps not the highest quality, but it certainly tastes good. And they're massive slices, too. Like, you can get a whole meal of fucking Sam's Pizza. And it's very, very inexpensive. And that is always good. Keeping the cost down on consumables is... And we had one more freeze. Haven't had one in a while. So that's good. And it didn't last of a long duration either. So that is good. So whatever I've been doing to the PC to make it do that less makes me very happy indeed. Because I'd rather not have to replace the motherboard. Shit! Rather not have to replace the motherboard. Now, of course, you can't record this particular game with real life because this is OpenGL. Okay, you know what? We'll go over there in a minute and immediately get shot from someplace else. I like how I saved just as that grenade went off. Okay, let's save here. Now, if I die, like, immediately after spawning in, which I didn't, I was just going to cheat in some health because I'm not going to just, like, get a save loot. A death reload loot. Now, of course, if I shoot the wall, that always helps. Because, like, shoot the wall, that is the best of it all. And, you know, I just need a dime for that rhyme. Just donate 1 dime on Patreon. Okay, let's save again. Always be sure to save. Okay, we're going to go in here. and probably immediately die. Now we're going to get shot in the back and immediately die. And then you get shot in the front and immediately die as well. Okay, there's somebody behind there. There he is. Got him. Shit. Now, one of the other cool Mausers out there is the 1896 Swedish Mauser. And from what I've read, they used to be really cheap, too. Only like a couple $100, like $200. You know? I want one! Now they're like $500. It's the same way with M1s. Those things are fucking massively expensive. Although, I've been following the CMP. For those who don't know what that is, that's the Civilian Marksmanship Program that actually is run by the government. At one time, the government did want you to be able to be a good marksman. Not so much anymore, it seems. But apparently they might get some M1s. Also, look, outside! Oh my god! If you tried to run that back in the day on a computer, yeah, it'd probably just explode. It would literally just, the processor would melt off. Because, yeah. Because, damn. I remember my grandfather mentioning, when he first played this game, he actually got kind of motion sickness from the whole first-person thing. Because back in the day, you know, that Wolfenstein 3D may not have been the first-person shooter, but it was the first good one. Let's just call it that. Because, like, there's different levels of firsts, I suppose. You know, like the Automat was like the first, you know, assault rifle, but it wasn't a good assault rifle. Well, that... I don't really know much about it, so maybe it was. But the first one that was actually, you know, it was mass-produced, people liked it, was the SGG-44. And it was great. So, really, Wolfenstein 3D was like the first good one. The first good first-person shooter that, you know, you can still play it to this day. And so back then, you know, this game would have been... Well, not this one. Wolfenstein 3D would have been absolutely amazing. Like, well... For me, it was. I played the shit out of Wolfenstein 3D for years upon years. It hasn't aged quite as well as Doom, though. I will admit to that. Just because the controls are a little more stiffer than Doom 3Ds than Doom's were, but it still holds up better than some other games. And you know, with this mod, you know, it's perfectly it's 100% playable, and is distinct enough from Brutal Doom that it can indeed be considered its own thing. It's not just Brutal Doom with Wolfenstein skins. The creators of this mod did an amazing job doing their own thing with it. And I think, really, Wolfenstein and Doom... I've actually talked to a number of people about Wolfenstein and Doom. Many people play Doom, but not Wolfenstein. They feel that Wolfenstein is just too much of a basic military shooter. And, you know, it is definitely a lot less outlandish. Well... In comparison with fighting demons from hell, I guess it's a little less outlandish, but still. This game isn't what you'd call 100% historically accurate. Now, one thing I do like about this game in comparison to, or Wolfenstein 3D, and by extension this, in comparison to Doom, is the fact that they don't have monster closets. You know, when I've played this game, as I've been playing this game recently, and for this playthrough, you know, I kind of like the fact that I can pick up a key or pick up a weapon, and literally the entire army of demons shows up to kill me. I kind of like that. I can feel like that's a little less cheap in terms of gameplay, because it doesn't rely upon that. And I think that is one element of Wolfenstein that might actually, now that I've actually have thought about it, might be a little bit better than Doom. Is you don't have the monster closets. Now, obviously, the level design's a lot simpler. The 90-degree walls all throughout. Yeah, it's not quite... Ah, oh, damn it. It's not quite as good, but at the same time, you know, I do like the fact that there aren't a bunch of monster closets. I don't like... Although it wouldn't make a lot of logical sense. I mean, you really would have to have a shitload of true believers in here to make them just sit around and wait for... Sit around in a fucking closet and wait for, you know, a random enemy to show up. Although you probably could find true believers dumb enough to do that. You must sit in a closet for 12 hours a day for the fatherland. But wouldn't it make more sense if I was like on the Eastern Front? Silence! You will sit in closet. But seriously, like, could they? So yeah, I like how there's just random puddles of water, but you can't actually drink them. Now I swear this is something I remembered for years. That like the blood and bones on the ground. I remember you used to be able to pick those up and eat them, like literally to gain health. I was like. I remembered that for some reason. For years. You can't do it. But I thought like you could do that. Like you regained a little bit of health. I always thought that was really morbid. But hey, health is health. But you can't. I don't know. It's one of those weird things about memory. People can indeed misremember things. That's why witness testimony is always difficult. I think for a good movie that kind of proves that, My Cousin Vinny, the Joe Pesci masterpiece, although that is a good movie. I really am a big fan of My Cousin Vinny. But you see that, and like you see the witnesses they put on the stand, they all tell a different story, and that's true in real life as shit as well. Ultimately, I am GeneralLotz, and I'm gonna wish you good, My Cousin Vinny, whatever makes you happy.